Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 blackest states in America. America is a very diverse place. According to Wikipedia, there are 7 major races in America. But which state has the most African Americans as a percent? We know what you're thinking, some state in the South. But the question on the top of your mind must be, which one exactly? What's the state with the largest African American population? Well, according to the most recent census data, Mississippi is the state with the highest percentage of Black Americans. We're going to talk about the states with the biggest Black population and list out some famous Black Americans that were born there. Roughly 55% of the Black population lives in the South and Southeast regions of the United States. A majority of the top 10 states are located in this region. The rest of the Black population is split into 18% in the Midwest, 17% in the Northeast, and 10% in the West. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 blackest states in America. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 10 blackest states in America. Number 10 on the list of blackest states in America is Tennessee. In Tennessee, the percentage of Black residents is 16.5%. For comparison, the whitest state in America, Montana, the Black population is 0.2%. There are also only 2,359 Black Americans in the entire state of Montana. In Tennessee, there are 111,8600 Black Americans. That means there are 394 times more African Americans in Tennessee than there are in Montana. Here in Tennessee, the large metro areas such as Memphis make up a large percentage of the Black population. In Memphis, more than 2/3 of the population is Black. That's the 10th highest ratio of Black citizens in America. For comparison, in Detroit, the Black population is 82%. Other cities in Tennessee with a majority of Blacks include Bolivar, Brownsville, and Whiteville. Green Bay Packer Reggie White, disco singer Edmund Silvers, and rapper Young Buck are all from Tennessee. Number 9 on the list of blackest states in America is Virginia. We're going to remain in the South as we visit our next blackest state in America, Virginia. Here, the percentage of Black Americans is 18.7%. What's interesting about Virginia is that the Black population is decreasing here. Back in 2010, the Black population of Virginia was 19.3%, so that means there are 4% less Black Americans in Virginia now. Here in Virginia, Petersburg, Emporia, and Franklin have the largest Black populations. Petersburg is 75% Black. Virginia Beach is 20% Black, and it has the highest number of African Americans in a city in Virginia. Hampton University is here. It was one of the first Black colleges in the U.S. Bill Bojangles Robinson is from Virginia. He was a dancer best known for his tap dancing with child star Shirley Temple. Tennis star Arthur Ashe was born here. Number 8 on the list of blackest states in America is North Carolina. In North Carolina, there are just over 10 million people. More than 2 million are Black, giving North Carolina a 21% Black population. Fayetteville, North Carolina has the largest Black population in the state. Fayetteville has 200,000 residents, and 42% are Black. Other cities with large populations of Black Americans in North Carolina are Kinston, Rocky Mount, and Wilson. Kinston's Black population is 65%. Durham, North Carolina is home to what is now called Black Wall Street. This was a financial center formed by several prominent Black entrepreneurs. Booker T. Washington spoke many times about how relaxed the race relations were in Durham at the time. Harriet Jacobs, America's most famous female slave narrator, was born in Edenton, North Carolina. TV personality and writer Star Jones was born in Baden, North Carolina. Singer/rapper Jermaine Dupri grew up in Asheville. Number 7 on the list of blackest states in America is Delaware. In Delaware, 21.5% of residents are Black. The Black population in Delaware has increased by 14.41% in the last 10 years. Delaware has the 5th lowest population overall of all U.S. states. Wilmington and Dover are the biggest cities in Delaware, and have the largest Black populations. Wilmington's black population is 57% and Dover's is 40%. About a third of the total number of blacks in Delaware live in these two cities alone. Delaware State University in Dover is a historically black university, where there is a higher than average number of black middle-class residents. Delaware was the first state to join the Union in 1787. It was also considered a border state, but Delaware didn't abolish slavery for good until the 13th Amendment was passed in 1865. Notable black Americans from Delaware include NBA players A.J. English and Stevie Graham, and jazz trumpeter Clifford Brown. Number 6 on the list of blackest states in America is South Carolina. In South Carolina, 26.3% of the population is black. That's a 5.92% from the black population 10 years ago, meaning South Carolina is one of only 2 states on this list to see a decrease in its black population as a percentage of the state's total population. Marion, South Carolina is the blackest city in the state, at 78%. Columbia, the state's capital, is 40% black. Famous black Americans from South Carolina include musician Dizzy Gillespie and Dr. Benjamin Mays, known as the father of the modern civil rights movement. Number 5 on the list of blackest states in America is Alabama. In Alabama, 26.4%, or more than 1 in 4 residents, is black, which is twice as high as the national average. That's a 5.42% increase in the last 10 years. Tuskegee, a city with 8,500 residents, is 95% black, the highest number of black residents in one city in the state of Alabama. Birmingham is 71% black, and it has the 4th highest black population in America. Nearby Montgomery is 57% black. It has the 9th highest black population in America. Perhaps the most memorable historical African American event in Alabama took place in Montgomery, Alabama, when in 1955, Rosa Parks stood up against racial segregation by refusing to move to the back of the bus. That led to a Supreme Court ruling that segregated buses were unconstitutional, which led the inspiration to a chain of events that led to President Lyndon Johnson's Civil Rights Act in 1964, which outlawed racial segregation. Olympic gold medalist Carl Lewis, activist Angela Davis, superstar athlete Bo Jackson, and musician Clarence Carter are all from Alabama. Number 4 on the list of blackest states in America is Maryland. The main reason Maryland has a large black population is because of Baltimore. Maryland's total population is 5.2 million. 29.4% of the population in Maryland is black, and 65% of Baltimore's 620,000 residents are black. A quarter of all black residents in Maryland are in Baltimore. Other cities in Maryland with a high black population are District Heights and Glenarden. In District Heights, the black population is 86%. Nearby Washington, D.C.'s black population is 60%. Harriet Tubman was born in Dorchester County, Maryland. She was a Civil War scout, honorary general, Union spy, nurse, and civil rights activist who helped rescue 70 enslaved people. Civil rights lawyer Thurgood Marshall, NAACP founder W.E.B. Du Bois, and rapper Rai Rai are all also notable people born in the state of Maryland. Number 3 on the list of blackest states in America is Georgia. Georgia's black population is 31.1%, which is almost 1% higher than it was 10 years ago. In terms of actual numbers, there are 3.1 million African Americans in Georgia, second only to the state of Texas, which has 3.8 million black Americans. Union City, an Atlanta suburb, has the highest black population in Georgia at 86%. Savannah, Georgia is 56% black. Atlanta's black population continues to move into the suburbs. 10 years ago, Atlanta's black population was 61%. Now, it's 54%. Martin Luther King, Jr. was born in Atlanta. He was an American Baptist minister and activist who became the most visible spokesperson and leader in the civil rights movement from 1954 until his assassination in 1968. As such, Atlanta is home to the National Center for Civil and Human Rights. Other famous people from Georgia are singer Kanye West, actress Raven-Symoné, and singer Ray Charles. Number 2 on the list of blackest states in America is Louisiana. In Louisiana, 31.9% of residents are black, which is a 6.53% increase in the last 10 years. There are now 80,000 more Black Americans living in Louisiana than a decade ago. Monroe suburb Bastrop and Baton Rouge suburb Baker are both small towns and have the highest concentration of blacks in Louisiana at 80%. New Orleans is 60% black, the seventh highest black population of large cities in the U.S. New Orleans is considered the birthplace of jazz music. Jambalaya, gumbo, and other southern soul foods have their roots in Louisiana, too. Actor Tyler Perry, newsman Brian Gumbel, and NBA great Karl Malone all have Louisiana roots. Number 1 on the list of blackest states in America is Mississippi. Which state is the blackest in America? Yep, Mississippi. In Mississippi, 37.5% of residents are black, which is 3.11% higher than it was 10 years ago. There are nearly 400 times more blacks in Mississippi than there are in the state of Montana. Jackson, Mississippi ranks second in America for percentage of black residents at 80%. The only other city in America with a higher concentration of black Americans is Detroit, where the black population makes up 83% of the total population. There are 10 cities in Mississippi greater than 5,000 residents that are at least 70% black. Oprah Winfrey is from Mississippi. So is James Earl Jones. And record producer Ray J. hails from Macomb, Mississippi. So, which is your favorite places among the top 10 blackest states in America? Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite places among the top 10 blackest states in America in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure others would too.